Judy Matejczyk here, Life Master Consultant. We empower people to live the lives they love to live. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me get my PowerPoint going. And thank you for joining us today on this webinar entitled, Dare to Dream in 2019. 3 keys to manifest results for your best year ever. Happy New Year, everyone. So grateful that you took the time for yourself today and for everything that's about ready to happen. My intention for this webinar is to give you 3 tools to help you achieve your goals faster. Greater clarity on your goals and dreams, and even more confident in your ability. Now, here's an old fisherman story. Sometimes we unconsciously reject ideas that come to us about what's possible because they don't fit into our current frying pan of understanding. So there was this young guy who hears about this great fishing stream. He goes to the fishing stream and he throws his line out. And he waits. Meanwhile, he happens to notice that the little way down the bank is this elderly fisherman. He throws in his line, and this guy is just pulling one fish after another. And every fish he pulls out of the stream, he takes it to the bank, and he lays on the edge, and he measures it against this old broken off ruler. And if the fish is bigger than the broken off ruler, he unhooks the fish and he tosses it back in the stream. Now, if, however, the fish is smaller than the broken off ruler, he unhooks it and puts it in his bucket. So the young guy's thinking, why is this guy doing that? Why isn't he unhooking the big fish and throwing them back and keeping the little fish? He just finally can't stand it. And he goes down and he interrupts the old guy and he said, "Hey, excuse me, but why are you throwing that big fish back and keeping the little ones? Do they get bony if they get big, or is there some ordinance about taking the big fish out of the stream?" The old guy looks at him and says, "Sonny, look at this. I measure every fish by that broken off ruler. You see that broken off ruler? Yeah. I measure every fish by it because that's the broken off ruler is exactly the size of the frying pan I use." Now we laugh at that, but unconsciously you and I do the same thing. The stream of life, throws us a big fish and we measure it by the frying pan we've got. We say, "Oh, it's not going to fit in this pocket. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the education. I don't have blah, 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 blah. My current condition doesn't predict my ability to make use of the big ideas." So, you ready to get some big ideas here? Are you? Are you? Ready? And let's get going here. Raise your hand if you have some area of your life you'd like to improve. How many of you have ever achieved a goal or dream? Everybody got there? All right, you're capable of far more than you know. Our goals and dreams are often born out of the challenges we face. Challenges ahead. Whoops. Now, there's 2 signals for growth. There's your longing for something, also your discontent about the way things are. Now, the pain of your problem and the burning desire for what you want are essential for creating new results. So here's my story. My name's Judy Matejczyk. I'm an award-winning Life Master Consultant. Before I had my mentor and coach, I was so stuck. I know I made it through so many challenges and was in a good job with benefits and was really good at it. The only thing lacking was my enthusiasm for each day. See, I was a teacher and was in a groove, so much so that groove allowed for no fun and no risk. I knew I was getting a certain amount of money each month on a certain date. Everything was timed and planned out. My health would fluctuate depending on the next testing that was coming up. As I was preparing the students for this exams, I became well known in the area drive-throughs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any junk food I had, any junk food around I consumed. My relationships suffered as well. I was short-tempered with my family and angry most of my time. I was so impatient with everyone, mostly myself. My job was within 4 walls with this tiny window to see out and another wall that I was seeing. The only way I knew the weather was if I checked on weather.com. My students were frustrated with me because I pushed and pushed and pushed them harder and harder. I had no time to do anything for myself except in the summers. Bam, that's what I looked like. Yeah. I had no time to do anything for myself except in the summer, and then little money to do it with. My life was running out as I waited for retirement, killing myself in the process. Anybody been there? Yeah. What have you done in those situations? How many doctors have you gone to when you knew it rode same old day after day? Oh, it's like killing me. And my relationship suffered, my health, I wasn't doing like what I really would love to do. And my money freedom was like zilch. I needed some help, and at the rate I was going, I wouldn't be alive at that retirement age. And it would have killed my relationship. Then I met my mentor, Mary Morrissey, and she had a similar story. And I knew I wanted what she had. I made a decision to enroll as a student in her Life Mastery program. My world expanded as I met people worldwide who encouraged me to design and live by vision, a vision-driven life. I was the first to enroll in the Life Mastery Institute, and now I'm a certified Life Mastery consultant. I no longer work within 4 walls. I coach from any hike I happen to be on through the year. I do Facebook Lives as my grandson up in the tree. I taught him how to climb when he was 3, and now he's 14. He's been part of this journey with me too. I've also had the privilege to speak to thousands on stage in Los Angeles, and I have clients from around the globe. One thing I learned along the way was that all those years as a special ed teacher was my training for the life I have now. Yes. Now, my grandson, and this is Mary Morrissey, my mentor. This is me with my Dream Builder Achievement Award of 2014 in Los Angeles, where I was so grateful. I left that job, and I'm a full-time Life Mastery consultant. And I love the fact that I encourage and empower people to live the life they love. So my promise to you is I'll give all that I can in the next 30 minutes I'm going to do some good coaching with you. And in the next 30 minutes, and then at the end, I want to offer you a free gift. Hang on to that. This is not about that. It's about staying here right now with me as I take you through a process. All right? So we're going to look at 4 different areas of your life today and take a little assessment, where you are right now. The first one is your health and well-being. How is it, where is your overall satisfaction with your health and your well-being? So there you go. On a scale of 1 to 5. Are you physically fit? Are you longing to lose weight? Where is that on a scale of 1 to 5? Put down a number. How about your relationships? Where are you in the quadrant of relationships? Are you longing for the love of your life? Are you longing to have more time with the people around you? Who are you wanting to be in that relationship? Where are you on a scale of 1 to 5 currently? How about your vocation, the gifts that you have are meant to give to the world? Your job, or wherever it is that is. Longing, discontent, 1 to 5. And time and money freedom. That's where are you with the freedom that you feel to do and be and say and just live life to its fullest? 1 to 5. I'm going to talk about this results formula. Your thoughts cause your feelings. Your feelings cause your result. Actions cause results. So let me explain that. So whatever you're thinking at any given moment is either expanding or contracting. Every thought is either expanding or contracting. So your thoughts cause your feelings. You think thoughts, you have a feeling, the feelings cause your actions, what you're willing to do or doing, and that causes your results. You could think, I'm not worthy, and that feeling of depression. Your actions, stay in bed, covers over your head, cause results. Could be medical or whatever. Thoughts cause feelings, cause actions, cause results. It could be a positive thought, cause these great joyful feelings, cause like, I'm going to go out and do this thing, cause your results. Now, it's easier said than done. Most people out there live in the world of becauses. I can't do that because I'm too fat, because I'm too old, because I don't have the money, because I have I can't do it. My kids are too young. My kids are too old. I'm a grandma. No grandma goes out and swims the oceans, because. That's living a condition-driven life. What we're talking about today is we're going to be living a vision-driven life. So the results formula, your results all go to your thoughts. Your results never lie. You want to find out what you've been thinking? Look at your results. Your results never lie. Now, it's leaving us to rebuilding principle number 1. There's actually 10 principles. Today we're going to cover 3 of them in this webinar. Okay? Designing a dream. Okay? Designing a blueprint for a dream. So what do you really want? What do you really, really want? So let's take a deep breath and think about that. In one of those quadrants was a low mark or lower mark. What would you really want in that quadrant? Or all the quadrants, but for the purpose of this webinar, let's focus in on one. Now, clarity is power. Clarity is power. So we want to get as clear as we can about what we would love in the 4 areas. Okay? What would I love in my life? What if that's the only question you ever had to ask yourself from here on out? What would I love? My clients, that's all they ever ask someone. They're like, what would I love? Okay, what would you really love in those quadrants? Okay, we're going to play a little game now called the time machine. Yeah. And just imagine it's 3 years from now. 3 years from now, let's say 2021, 2022, right around there. And everything turned out exactly what you would love. Everything. What would that be? Who would you be 3 years from now? And let's pretend we're bumping into each other at a busy airport. It's really loud and we're going like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 3 years. Tell me about your life, right? So we're going to start out with, I am so happy and grateful now that. All right? If you have a pen or paper, you can pause this and we're going to start journaling now. At the top of the paper, I'm so happy and grateful now that. In other words, we're writing from the present, from 3 years out. I'm so happy and grateful now that. Okay? So I'm going to give you some time here. Okay, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Okay? Now that in this is your health. Are you buff? Are you out there crushing it with basketball, or you're out there playing with your grandkids? What would you love? Just write anything that comes to mind. Your health. Imagine you're looking at yourself 3 years from now. Imagine, what are you doing? What are you feeling in your area of your health? Okay, and let's go into your relationships. What are you doing? How are you feeling? Who are you with? What are you eating? Relationships. What would you love? What would I love? How about your vocation? What gifts are you doing to the world? I'm so happy and grateful now that. Maybe leading a safari, with a film team, whatever it is. What would you love? Your vocation. Then time and money freedom. If there was all the time and all the money in the world, what would you love? Where would you be traveling? Who would you be with? What would you love? Okay, now at the bottom of that paper, you're going to write this or something better even still. This or something better even still. That allows the universe to fill up your thinking with all kinds of possibilities. Right? Now, this is the seed of a vision for this time whenever you're watching this webinar. Now, a seed once planted takes nurturing to grow and grow and grow. This is a seed. Take time to do this. What would I love? Dream Builder principle number 1, designing a dream. Dream Builder principle number 2, very important, deciding for your dream. There is a single mental move you can make, which in a millisecond will solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation you will ever encounter. And it could be literally propel you down the path to incredible success. We have a name for this mental activity. It's called decision. I love this. Let's see if you can read this. According to research at Stanford University, it doesn't matter what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole. Now, would you like to hear a true story, about how this works? Okay, I'm going to read this. Now, this is a story about Janet. She's a single mom with 2 kids who went through this Dream Builder program. Okay, her situation was most likely very different from yours, yet the steps she took are exactly what you can take to achieve your dream. No matter how big your dream is, Janet didn't have much education. She worked in a fast food restaurant during the day and did alterations as a seamstress at night. She lived in this tiny 1-bedroom apartment with her 2 kids. Her dream was to have a home for her. Her son slept on the couch, her daughter in the bed. Her dream was to have a home for her family. Right? Fast food restaurant, seamstress at night. Then she came across a program like the one that you're in today. And she decided that if she was ever going to change her life, she needed support. And she took a whole leap enrolled in the program, and she told her coach that her dream was to own her own home, but she only had $500 a month to rent. She believed there was no way she could ever buy or even rent a house for $500 a month. Now, her coach asked her if it was a struggle for her to believe that or even make up a dream. That she did come up with a description of that dream house. Whenever she told the coach exactly what she wanted, she would go back and say, but I only have $500 a month. I can never get it. It's impossible. Now, knowing how dreams can come true, Janet's coach said to her, well, now that you have a mental picture of the house, go back and look for it. She thought that was nuts. And she told her coach, I only have $500 a month. I can't get a house for $500 a month. I just can't get a house for $500 a month. So she said, well, go out and do it. So after 2 weeks, she went out. She actually did look for it. She goes, well, I found my dream home. And she added, sadly, but it's $900 a month rent, and there's no way I can afford it. Had Janet been out on her own, that would have been the end of it. And to buy this house, she still would be living in that tiny one-bedroom home. Now, her coach, on the other hand, knew the language and the mindset and the question set. So she asked, okay, Janet, if you didn't know it was impossible and you really thought there was a chance, what would you do? Good question. So at first she couldn't think of anything, but after a week or so she thought, okay, what would I do if I thought it was possible? And she asked the question. She would write a letter to the owner and explain her situation. And in her letter, she described 40 things she personally would do to improve the home if the owner would provide the materials, if she could rent it for $500 a month. Now, 3 weeks later, she got a call from the owner. He said, I don't know why I'm doing this, but something in your letter just won't leave me alone. Here's the deal. You sign a contract confirming that you will do so much work at each quarter, right? And I'll let you live in the house for you for $500 a month. Whoa, she immediately called her coach and told her with a giant smile, we're moving in 30 days. I'll have my dream home. But you know what? That's a wonderful story, isn't it? Now, let's give her a big hand where she is. Now, the story doesn't end there. Over the course of the year, Janet did everything she promised the owner she would do. And within 3 years, she owned the home. She owned the home. And she learned a new way of thinking. Thanks to her coach, that new way of thinking also got her a new career. She started her own home-based business and got to spend more time with her kids, which was really her vision. And her income soared. Her life had a whole new meaning. Now, what is your dream? What is it that you'll say, today is the day I'm going after my dream? Today is the day I say no to doubts and instead believe in that power of breathing me. You must decide. So many people have dreams and nothing happens until they make the decision. Dream Builder Principle 2 we're talking about is deciding. Dream Builder Principle number 3, befriending your fear. Now, we all have fears. One thing I know about fears is that whatever it is that you're going after that you don't have, fears, boom, you're bumping up. That is the edge of your next becoming. When fear shows up, I love to coach saying, yes, welcome. Okay. So befriending your fear. So yes, you say, yes, it's coming up. Like, right. So with the help of a coach, you can go, okay, I'm going to do this anyway. I made a decision. And then right behind that, it goes, oh, what if I fail? Oh my gosh. Well, what if I do fail? You know, I love it. I've never seen a baby fall down and say, I'm just not meant to be a walker. You ever watch a baby learning a first step? They fall down a lot. They get up because they have that vision of being a walker. Befriending your fear requires to be willing to fail and rise again. In fact, failure is just feedback for the next step. Look at some of the famous failures. I love Oprah Winfrey was fired by TV executives because she wasn't fit for TV. I love Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school 3 times. Spielberg. And then one of my favorite, Walt Disney. You know, he's one of my favorite failures because he was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Can you believe that? And having no original ideas. True story. Because fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. When fear arises, what can you do? This is just my coaching with all my clients. You know, they're out there, they've got the vision, they're living it like, whoa, they come in, we have our sessions, and it's fears arise. And so what I do is I teach tools to burst. I'm a paradigm buster, fear buster. So I'm going to give you one tool. There's many tools throughout the programs that I teach. So I'm going to give you one tool today. When fear arises, what can you do? You might already have fear because you're just watching the webinar and starting dreaming, okay? You reconnect with your dream. You reconnect it, get it back out, get into that feeling tone of when you had that. Get that vibration there, reconnection to the dream. And one thing you can do today. What is one thing I can do today in the direction of my dream? One action in the direction of my dream. Then write down that action step with a by when. The by when is very important to do. Give yourself a time by when. So if it's just responding to this webinar, it was awesome. By when? Bam, shoot me an email. And we'll, you know, that's just it. Take action, whatever it is, because the universe rewards action. It's the law of attraction in action. By when? You can have all kinds of action steps and don't put them on your calendar and they're floating out there because distraction will get you. Dissuasion, you'll put it off. Something will happen while you'll get sick because something will happen to keep you from raising and getting that dream. That's why mentor and support is so important. So what is one step I can do in the direction of my dream? Take action by when. So do what you can from where you are. You always have way more than you've ever thought. Now, here's my free gift to you. All right. Every week I carve out 5 or so sessions. Oh, wait a minute. Before I give my gift to you, let's recap what we've covered so far in this webinar. We covered the results formula. Thoughts cause feelings, cause actions, cause results. Bingo. Then we covered principle number 1, designing your dream. Principle 2, deciding for your dream. And principle number 3, befriending your fear, making fear your friend. So we're design it, get clear, exactly there. Clarity is power. Deciding for your dream, boom, I'm doing this thing. Befriending your fear. Fear pops up, bam, we know that it's our friend. Okay, there you go. So here's the free gift. Whatever it is that you are sparking right now, I'd love to offer is a $250 value. It's a complimentary discovery session. And what we'll do is we'll get in there deep. I'll help you design a vision for your life, for the next 3 years, for the next where you are currently, and help you discover some of the patterns that have keeping you stuck, and help you design some action steps to move forward. And I'll also talk to you a little bit about my coaching business. Now, if you're ready for a coach, if you're ready to move on, this has your name on it. Discovery session, me personally, one-on-one, my eyes on your vision. All right, if that has your name on it, contact me. Judy Matejczyk, I'm on Facebook at Judy Matejczyk .lifemasteryconsultant.com. I'll put the information there. Definitely, I carve out 5 sessions every week, and I'd love to serve you. All right, so here, I want to close with this story, a very important story. Now, it's the horse ranch story. Hold on to your dreams regardless of what anyone says. I recently heard a true story by Jack Canfield about a boy who used his imagination to create a dream, and it goes like this. I have a friend named Monty Roberts who owns a horse ranch in San Ysidro. He's let me use his house to put on fundraising events to raise money for youth at-risk programs. The last time I was there, he introduced me by saying, I want to tell you why I let Jack use my house. It all goes back to a story about a young man who was the son of an itinerant horse trainer who would go from stable to stable, racetrack to racetrack, farm to farm, ranch to ranch, training horses. Now, as a result, the boy's high school education and career were continually interrupted. When he was a senior, he was asked to write a paper about what he wanted to do and be when he grew up. That night, he wrote a 7-page paper describing his goal of someday owning a horse ranch. My gosh, he wrote about his dream in great detail. He even drew a diagram of this 20-acre ranch showing the location of all the buildings, the stable, the racetrack. Then he drew a detailed floor plan for his 4,000-foot square house that would sit on that 200-acre dream ranch. He put a great deal of his heart into this project, so much effort, and he handed it in to his teacher. 2 days later, he received his paper back, and on the front page was a large red F that said, "See me after class." The teacher said, he went up to the teacher and said, "Why did I receive an F?" The teacher said, "This is an unrealistic dream for a young boy like you. You have no money. You come from an itinerant family. You have no resources. Owning a horse ranch requires a lot of money. You have to buy the land. You have to pay for the original breeding stock, and later you have to pay large stud fees. There's no way you could ever do it." Then the teacher added, "If you'll rewrite the paper with a more realistic goal, I will reconsider your grade." The boy went home and thought about it long and hard. He asked his father what he should do. His father said, "Look, son, you have to make up your own mind on this one. However, I think it's very important decision for you." Finally, after sitting with it for a week, the boy turned in the same paper, making no changes at all. And he said to the teacher, You can keep your F. Keep my dream. I'm keeping my dream. Monty then turned to the assembled group and said, I tell you this story because you're sitting on my 4,000 foot square house in the middle of my 200-acre horse ranch. I still have that school paper framed over my fireplace. The end. Now, he added, too. Now, the best part of this story is that 2 summers ago, that same school teacher brought 30 kids to camp out on my ranch for a week. When the teacher was leaving, he said, "Look, Monty, I can tell you this now. When I was your teacher, I was something of a dream stealer. During those years, I stole a lot of kids' dreams. Fortunately, you had enough gumption not to give up on yours." Our imagination is the mental faculty that creates our future. Don't let anyone steal your dream. It's the joy, and it's a key to creating the life that you love. So until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back, and it's always ineffectiveness. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So thank you for coming to Dare Your Dream 2019, 3 Keys to Manifest Your Results for Your Best Year Ever. Thank you so much for being here and for the webinar once again. Complimentary discovery session, $250 value. I'd love to help you design and discover what you're meant to be in this life. So Judy Matejczyk, Life Mastery Consultant, dream big, dream bold, accomplish brilliantly. Over and out. It's been my pleasure serving you.